Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yes, I'm back on the green screen. I would have loved to have been outside today, but air quality has been a little interesting. And I have not been feeling the greatest. Something that I am working on with my primary care physician is my iron levels. And so y'all pray for your sis, okay? Because we definitely have identified and know why and what I need to do. So I'm on that journey, but it's really caught up with me, which takes me into the conversation for this video today, because today is really just my conversation with you all about expecting resistance and expecting hardship to come when you are moving into purpose. And I shared with you all last week that I just had a really rough 2 weeks emotionally. And then right after I was feeling good with that, boom, my physical body started to hurt. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And I mean, nagging, pestering, like that irritating, can you just go away type of pain that I'm sure all of you have experienced. And so I was just like, God, I would just cry out, okay, I'm frustrated. I do not like not feeling well. This ain't gonna work. I got stuff to do. I need to be focused. And it's I know some of the conversation is there's a press that you have to have within you when you are going for a purpose and when you are pressing towards things that God has put in you, that He's given you to do. And that doesn't always mean you're gonna feel great emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, but you still have to push yourself. Of course, there's a time for rest, but there are moments when it's if you don't do anything, you're just not going to be productive. And sometimes that's hard because you feel I should be able to do this without, where we get that from, sometimes that's just being entitled children of God. God usually things are great. Why this? I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but sometimes that's really how you feel. And so I really just had to dig in with God, okay, then help me to keep going. And when I tell you it's been hard, my body has hurt to the point where it's all I can do is to get up, get work done, do maybe a little reading and lay back down. It's just been very interesting. And like my sister said to me, go figure that whenever new levels and purpose is coming in your life, you better be ready for hardship. You better be ready for things to make you uncomfortable. And of course we know, in order to go to another level, you can't do that without being pushed and stuff, and those are things you have to do within yourself. But those outside things that you just go on, right? Those are going to come. And you have to remind yourself, you have to encourage yourself in those times that God, no matter what, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to be weary in my well-doing, because I will reap if I don't faint. God, you are my strength. You give me strength to do everything that you have given me desire and direction to do, right? Because there's things sometimes we ain't always trying to do. Okay, even today, I had a moment, I was like, okay, God, fine, I'm doing it. And I mean, you literally, every day you make that choice. You make that choice, God, I'm gonna follow you. God, I'm gonna walk with you. God, I'm gonna make a different decision. And so please be encouraged that if there are things you want to do and you keep finding resistance, go for it and just take your resistance to God. Don't let that thing discourage you. Don't let that thing distract you. And I was reminded by a mentor, that if things aren't coming to throw you off, if things aren't coming to discourage you, you may not be doing the right things, right? If you're too comfortable, if you're just easing along, you might need to reevaluate. Am I pushing myself as I should? Am I actually following what God wants me to do? Like all those things are to be considered when you find yourself just kind of in a lull and you're just coasting, right? And you're not really making progress. Things don't necessarily have to be bad, right? Which we all like that. We don't want stuff to have to be bad, but you should always be progressing. And when you find yourself progressing, you will come up against resistance. So be encouraged, because y'all, I'm encouraged. Like, it has been an interesting 3 weeks. I'm like, come on. So just remember that everything that is within you to do, you can do it. But you have to set your mind, you have to set your heart that I gotta do this regardless. I gotta do this whether people understand or not, whether people agree or not, whether I'm feeling up to it or not, right? Because if God gave it to me, I gotta get it done, right? And that's a difficult thing sometimes. That is a difficult thing sometimes, because we want things to be easy and we want things to make sense. That is just part of human nature. But we have to remember, as God's children, as spiritual beings, that everything won't always make sense. So y'all be encouraged. Okay, so I want y'all to get ready. I am so excited. Okay, I am so excited because next week I am going to kick off the Pretty Talk Ladies series. And it is going to be a month of speaking with some ladies that are near and dear to my heart, whom I love, about important topics between women of all ages, things that we need to address, things that we need to keep in the forefront of our mind as women of God and as women in general, just in our lives, and I think it's high time that we open up this space and start talking to each other, young, old, matured, whatever. It's like we have got to start talking, because our experiences, our decisions, a lot of these things are contingent upon us sharing with each other, so that the generations before us and after us, most people say just after us, but so that the generations even before can start doing better. And that's for young. Like, there's things we have to share with them, even if we know it's going to make them uncomfortable, right? There's relationships we need to develop so that we all can grow. And so I'm super excited to bring that to y'all. Stay on the lookout for that. I'm really, really excited. And yeah, just keep an eye out, because I have a lot of awesome information coming that I'm excited to share with y'all in the upcoming months. So y'all just stay encouraged, and I'll talk to you in the next video.